Welcome back, nature lovers, forest bathers, and eco warriors. It's Nick from Nick's Nature Walks. It is episode 7, and what you see in the video to start off with is that yellow lady slipper that has bloomed this week. Last week you would have seen it, it was still in bud, and now it has burst forth in all its glory and its beauty. And so you'll see it's a wild orchid. The other two shoots, sorry, actually 3 shoots next to it don't seem to have flower buds, but this will flower for about a week and disappear, so enjoying its beauty for this short period of time. I guess it's the yellow lady slipper micro season currently, that 5 to 10 day cycle of change, and this is a thing of wonder. And as I said, it's very special because we haven't been able to find any other in our property at this point. So as we admire this beautiful plant and flower as it is resting here amongst the shade of the cedar trees, let's take a few moments to enjoy it before we start our walk. So come walk with me. So last week we were in this meadow area, and the week has really made a difference with what you're seeing in here. The grasses have really grown up down here. All that you would have seen last week was really straw, but the big blue stem is emerging all across this meadow area. And we have down here an oak tree, a little oak tree. We find those dotted around everywhere, and they're normally the acorns have been buried by the blue jays, who like to hoard and store the nuts that they find or seeds that they find. And here we have oak trees. We find bitternut, which is a type of tree that grows in our woods that they sprout in various places. And sometimes when there's corn in the fields, you'll see that the blue jays actually strip the corn cobs off and bury that, and you'll have little corn seedlings coming up. Now, the other interesting thing that's really emerged over the past week is the milkweed. And as I mentioned last time, the milkweed is a great source of food for the monarchs, and we've seen 3 monarch butterflies this week. I'm just going to zoom in here. Here's a milkweed plant that's emerging, and here's another one. So we'll keep an eye out for any eggs and any caterpillars emerging. But as I said, we've seen 3. They seem to be a bit early, but they come in waves as they fly all the way from Mexico to make their way into Ontario and northern Ontario, and something to look forward to as the summer progresses. So we're going to go back into the woods because it's a little bit warm out in the sun again today. I do have my special guest, Arlo. Hey Arlo, say hello. There we are. Who's joining me yet again. And this past week we've seen the false Solomon come out in flower that I showed you last week. The trilliums have really finished now. They've gone over. But we've just been very fortunate that we've had such an amazing trillium season this season, and they are going to be getting their energy up for next year. And as we walk through this wooded area, you can see hear some birds singing in the background. Not sure what they are. You can get an app to recognize bird sounds, and it's quite interesting if you use the app, the variety of birds that you can hear, and sometimes you can't see them, but you can certainly listen to them. Here the ferns have already burst forth here over the past few weeks. And we're going to hang to the right up here, but before we do that, I'm going to show you a tree where we often see a family of raccoons in the winter time and see their heads hanging out as they clamber up the tree. It's a hollow tree, and so I'll just show up here. You can just see that gap in the tree trunk there. Sometimes you'll see a little face peeking out. That's a raccoon. Not seeing any today, they've probably moved on somewhere else. We'll just come up here. This is a very verdant part of the woods. It's quite moist. You see a lot of ferns in here. And we also see quite a bit of fungi in the fall, but this is the false Solomon that I was showing you last week. It's really come out and it will have berries in the fall. Very delicate, and you probably can hear in the background the mosquitoes that are taking bites out of me, I know for sure. And I do have bug spray on, but sometimes I might miss a bit. Very this sun coming through. It's very pretty this time of day, and it having the shade is some good respite. And you can just see down here, that's the remains of bloodroot that's finished flowering. Through here, and we're going to do our mindful minute up here in the dappled sunshine in a few moments. And it's actually amazing through here. You can just see the moss, which is its own beautiful plant. So you see them in there, really growing, really verdant in the moisture here, and a little bit of dappled sun. The trilliums were nice in here as well. It's a different part of the woods that we haven't been in before. And around this area, it's hard to see now with the canopy grown over, but there are little holes in the trees around here where we have red-bellied woodpeckers hanging out. We have other woodpeckers hanging out, and probably have some owls as well that might be around. And there's see a bird in the trees up here, but I can't see it, but I can see the shadow of it flickering around. And we'll just go up here. There's some beautiful bird calls here, and we'll do our mindful minute just right up here in this little clearing and listen to the birds. Take a few moments, and I'll maybe pan in on a false Solomon that you can take a look at for that mindful minute, really looking at the flower and the leaf and really seeing the texture, the shape, the color, and that's always great to focus the mind and be able to have that mindful minute. So we'll do that right now. Okay, so that was a minute. Thank you for taking that time. I apologise if you heard rustling in the background. That was Arlo. We decided to have a roll. At that precise moment, we're all trying to have some quiet time. Arlo, you're a bit of a mess. Goodness me. Come on. So we'll continue walking up here, and the false Solomon is actually quite, I haven't seen it like this before, but if you look in here, it's actually a mass. You can just see the flowers. I don't think I've seen the spread of it before. So in the fall, we'll have these beautiful berries, but I can just see it all spread out through the woods here. That's amazing. I don't think I've seen that before as far spread anyway. I don't know whether you can hear that bird still, but still calling out. You can just see a butterfly flitting through there. You can probably just see it in the camera, just flitting through there. I've seen all different sorts of ones. I saw one this morning when we were going for a walk, which was really petite, and it was orangey and brown, and it was very small. I don't know whether I don't know what it was, but it was just resting on a leaf, and unfortunately flew away before I could actually capture it. But it was certainly one I hadn't really seen before. It was quite small. And I'm just going to go up here, and I spotted it this morning, and just see if I can find it. When you're talking about white flowers, I'm just going to creep through here and show you another plant that again is got a beautiful flower. There you go. And this is a white baneberry. And it again will have berries in the fall, very striking. They're white berries. And you can just see down here, okay, plants I've been talking a fair bit about is the mayapple that's going over. Look at that again. It's going over a little bit, but still beautiful. And you just see the undergrowth here that's really greened up. If you think of our journey so far, where we had everything was brown and things started emerging, and now quite spectacular. And you've got down here some wild phlox. They're still flowering, but again they're getting a little bit covered up with the undergrowth. And I'm hoping that as we go through here, I've been talking about the jack in the pulpit, and we've got some flowers down here. I'm not sure what they are, but I'm gonna have to check them out. I see them every year. I look them up and I can never remember them, but they're dotted around here as well. And you see here, these are like berries that may very well come out into fruit that can be snacked on. And I'm just, as we're sort of heading to be wrapped up for episode 7 of Nick's Nature Walks, I'm going to see if I can find you as we finish up a jack in the pulpit. And I don't know whether I've walked past them or whether I'm losing them. I thought there was some down here, but maybe not. Maybe they've died off. I'll just go down here a little bit further and see if I can find one. But maybe they've gone over. Maybe their moment has passed. But I'm not seeing any. I'm just going to go up here a little bit further in the hopes that I might be able to find one to close out with. But doesn't look as though oh yes I can. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. So, at long last, I've been talking about these for a while. And here we are. We have two of them. So, they're quite distinctive. And I'll have to look up in terms of their habitat and what they do. But they are very distinctive. They're like sort of a wet area. And so as we wrap up Nick's nature walks for episode 7, I again thank you for joining me on this journey, exploring the woods. As I've said before, I'm learning lots, which I probably wouldn't have done if I wasn't doing these videos. We've taken a mindful minute again, and that's something I'm always grateful for. And I hope that as we progress into a new micro season, that you can take some time to have some stillness, some calm, some peace and ease in your life. Listen to the birds, even if it's just for a moment. Look at these videos, even if it's just for a moment, and have some tranquility in your life as we look forward to next week. And I will look forward to filming again and sharing with you Nick's nature walks. Take good care. Have a good week. Goodbye now.